Hello everyone. Today we are going to see about Linux commands. This is going to be some of the exercise in your lab component of operating systems. So I'm using Linux, Ubuntu Linux through multipass I'm using. So I'm currently in Windows PowerShell, or you can say Windows CMD. I've installed multipass. You can install Linux in many ways. You can install along with your OS, or you can install in a VirtualBox, Oracle VirtualBox, or you can use a multipass here. So if you are done in using multipass, I just have to start the Ubuntu here. So I have two instances of Ubuntu running already. So I'm starting one of my shell. You have to start a shell. So if you have installed Linux, you just have to start a shell which is equivalent to command prompt in Windows. So how to start a shell using multipass? If you just put multipass here, it gives all the commands: starting, restarting, recording, shell, start, stop, suspending. These are all instances. First you have to launch. Initially I launched already, so that is why I don't have to launch it again. Create and start an Ubuntu instance. Once you start an instance, it will be in starting mode or stop mode or running mode. Some modes will be there. So you can clear out. You can see what all the instances I have. So I have two instances. One is primary, which is in starting mode. Ascending crab, which is a default name. Once I launch, it is currently in running. So I want to open the shell of ascending crab. So the command is multipass shell of which one you want to open, ascending crab. So Linux instance will start up now. So for example, see here, last login I have done this one, and currently I am in Ubuntu ascending crab. So I am in Linux now. From Windows I am in Linux. This is Linux command prompt. So here we can see all Linux commands, some of the prominent commands of Linux and our basic Unix versions, you can say. We'll start with that. So first command, you can say basic command is list command, ls. So we have three things which can be directory or which can be files. Here about A, B, C, D and EF, three things we have. If you want to see the listing with details, you have to just say ls minus l. So here it will be just saying D. This D means directory. So AB is the name of the directory, and CD, EF, all these three are directories. This RWX is a read-write permission for user, read-write permission for group, read-write execute permission from group, read-write execute permission for others. These three things will be there. There are three types of users. One is, you can say, owner or user. Another one is second one is a group. Third one is a others. So each character will be having three types of permissions: read permission, write permission, and execute permission. Execute permission can be apt for only executable files. Read and write permissions can be used for text files also. Now here we don't have files, we have directories here. Okay, first I'll clear out things so that we will so there is a command to clear. Clear means it will clear the screen. Clear the screen. So here, first command I told you, ls is a list command. ls is a list command, so there is empty folder we have. If you want to see where you are, you have to just use a pwd. Pwd is present working directory. Okay, so present working directory, I am in /home/ubuntu. Okay, so that is a command. There is one more command, pwd. Pwd means present working directory. That's a pwd. Okay, pwd. It's a pwd command. Command is pwd. If we just do pwd, it will give where you are, which folder you are in now. Okay, so ls is a listing. So I want to create a directory. If you want to create a directory, the command to create a directory is mkdir. Mkdir means make directory. Say for example, I create a directory called abc. So if you do ls, it just creates. If you want to list with details, means ls with option minus l, ls minus l. So it gives with details what kind of directory, what is the directory, there is a directory, and it says the user has read, write, execute permission, group has read, write, execute permission, others have only read and execute, not the writes, and who is the owner of the file, Ubuntu, because I am in the Ubuntu, right? Ubuntu, that's a user, Ubuntu username, and time to when it is created, what's the size of the folder, everything it will be having. So if you want to get the details about the user, you can use a finger command. Finger just clear it out. Okay, let us see. Okay, so first we are seeing ls. Ls with details means ls minus l. Okay, so it's having total 4, but why it is showing only 1? What's the remaining 3? If you want to see everything else minus a, you just have to see. These are all the things that is present here. See how many hidden directories, everything. So if things are starting with the dot, it's a hidden directory. Same dots, dot, double dot means it's going one step back. So these are all the things which are all hidden files and folders in Unix or Linux. Starts with the dots. So we have only one we have, that's abc here. That's the folder. Okay, so ls minus l. We have abc here. So make mkdir. So I want to create one more directory. Say mkdir efg. Okay, so I do ls. So I got 2 things. Okay, again I got 2 directories, abc, efg. So if you want to show with the details, so it is ls minus l. So you see directories, 3 directories. So I want to get into the directory. How to get into the directory? There is a command called cd. Cd means change directory. So what you have to remember? Change directory. Command name is cd. Change directory. So if you want to get into this abc, now I am in which directory? I am in the, if you do pwd, I am in which directory? I am in directory Ubuntu, because that's the username. I am the user Ubuntu. So if I clear it out and I just go into the cd abc. Now see, you are inside abc. You do pwd, present working directory, home, and Ubuntu and abc. Okay, now you want to create a directory. What's present inside ls? Nothing. Okay, I want to create one more directory, mkdir, say ccc. So ls you do ccc. Okay, now if you want to go into this directory, cd ccc. Now ls, any files are there? No files. pwd, present working directories, home, Ubuntu, abc. You are in this directory. Now if you want to come to your base directory or your home directory or your user directory, you just put just cd, that's it. It will just take you there. Okay, now you do pwd, present working directory, it's in /home/Ubuntu. Okay, so this is the every user, once they log in, they will be in home/ the username. Okay, if you want to go one step back in the directory's structure, you have to use double dot, cd double dot. You will be going back. So now if you see pwd, sorry, stuck over there. Okay. Okay. So now I'm in Ubuntu. So pwd is home. Okay. Now if you are in home directory, you want to go to the root directory. / is the root directory of Unix or Linux. So again cd double dots, sorry, cd double dots, it will go there. Now if you go to see this pwd present working directory, you are in slash. Slash is the root directory. If you want to see what files are there, ls. So these are all the files present in folders present in this one: bin, boot, dev, etc, home, everything. Your user is in home. Now if you want to get into home, so cd home, you will get into home. ls, there is only one user, Ubuntu. Now if you just cd Ubuntu, it goes there. So you are having or can go in another way also. Let me check first. Okay, so we are saying about the pwd is present working directory where you are in. Okay, so listing, I am going to get into okay, so if you want to get into this cd abc, I told ls, you want to have cd triple c, we have. Now we are in here. If you want to go back, okay, present working directory is here. I want to go back to Ubuntu, the user, cd slash cd. I can go like this. Okay, you see, I am in EFG, but I want to go to abc slash triple c. I'll be in this one. So I can go in many ways. I want to go into EFG, that is cd slash dot dot, it will come to previous, dot dot will come to the Ubuntu, slash EFG, it will go into that directory. Now you see ls, it's going there. Okay, so in this way you can move around the directories. So this is the utility, shell is a utility provided by the OS, Ubuntu OS, to move around the directories. So in Windows you know how to use GUI. In Linux also GUI is there, but this way of using we have no. Now you are in EFG. Okay, now I want to come to the present this home directory, means I just have to put that working directory as a user directory. I just put cd. See, cd just put, you will be coming to the user. So now if you want to I told you how to create a directories, mkdir. This is a command for creating a directory. The same way there is a command called rmdir to remove a directories. Okay, so if I, for example, abc is a directory, I am just using rmdir abc. Okay, so here what it says, abc is a directory and it is not empty. So if you are using rmdir, you can delete a directory which is empty. Okay, it's saying abc is a directory which is not empty. Now you see cd abc, you just go and see there is a directory inside abc triple c, so you cannot delete it. That's right. So I'll come back, I'll just see where we are. You are on you want to delete abc. Okay, but in efg what is present, we'll just see cd efg ls, nothing is present. So I'll come back. Okay, now you are listing, you are in efg. Now if you want to remove this directory, it's ls minus l. If you just do, there's a directory. Okay, d means directory. If it is empty means it will be file. So files and directories, like similar to Windows you have folders and files, the same way. So if you want to remove this directory, rmdir, you have to use minus r, or if it is empty, just use rmdir efg. Now it will delete. You see, since efg is empty, it is deleting immediately, but abc is not empty, so that is why it is not deleting. So rmdir will work to delete the empty directory. But if you want to delete the directory which is not empty, that means you have to use rmdir minus r option. It is a recursive delete. Okay, then you have to use abc. You just have to use rm. Okay, if you just put ls, is there rm minus r abc. So it's a recursive delete. So if you want to delete a directory which is having data, you just have to use rm. Rm command is a remove command is rm. Okay, so if you do rm, let's see, it's gone. Ls rm minus r, ABC. So I want to create again the directories. So mkdir ABC EFG. You can create like this also. Sorry, spelling mistake. So mkdir ABC EFG. Now it will create two in a single go. See, it will create. Now if you are using rm ABC, see it is saying ABC is a directory, you cannot delete. So rmdir will delete empty. Now if you use rmdir, it will delete empty. So now if you do ls, it's not there. But if you are using rmefg, it will not delete, because rm is usually used for deleting a file. It cannot delete a directory. Okay. But if you want to delete a file, you can use rm. But if you want to delete a directory, empty directory, you have to use rmdir. But if you want to delete a directory which is having content, you can use rm minus r, recursive delete of ABC. Everything you can use. So if you use this EFG here, rm minus r EFG, it is the reach. Okay. So with this rm minus r, you can delete a directory. Okay. That's what you have to remember. So what we have seen many commands now. As of now, we have seen ls minus l, ls minus a. We have seen pwd. Okay, we have seen mkdir. We have seen rmdir. We have seen rm. We have seen all these commands as of now. And cd, change directory, we have seen, and how to use the cd dots, everything. Okay, going back and forward, everything we have seen. There are some other commands. Let us go on seeing. As of now, we have seen this much. There is a command called who. Who is a command which says about the user. You are in which you are a user here. Ubuntu is a username, and it's a terminal is PTS 0, and when it is actually logged in 23/8, at what time it is logged in, 7:47 it is logged in. With this IP address, everything it will show. There is a command called who. Who is about which user is currently using. It gives the details about the user. That's a who. Okay. That's a who. That's a who. That's a who. Wait. So now here you are an Ubuntu user. Okay. So that's why it will show. If you just put this ls, if you use who here, that will also open the who logged in. That's what it's saying. Who logged in? You are at Ubuntu at ascending graph. You are in your login. So the login name is Ubuntu. My login name is Ubuntu. That's why it's showing like this. Okay, clear command we have seen. So you can add clear command also. Okay, so rmdir, rm everything. Now we'll just see how to create a file, everything. So how to create a file? There is a command called touch, which is used to create a file. So there is a command called touch command, which is used for creating a file. Okay, so if I want to create a file, say for example, I'll create a file name try, or you can say check. You're sorry. Okay, I cannot create in the Ubuntu directory. Just start to come back. Okay, cd ls, you are here. Now clear it out. Ls, you are empty. So touch check. Okay, now see there is a file created. If you do ls minus long listing, it just says default is there is no directory. It's not a directory, it's a file. So file name is check. I want to put something into the file. Okay, it is created on August 23, 8 o'clock, 8 p.m. Okay, 8:15 p.m. Ubuntu's user was created, and that user is in this group Ubuntu. Read-write permission for the user, read-write permission for the group, only read permission for the others. Okay, so now this is a file, this is not a directory. If you see ls, it's just here. I want to remove this. If you use rmdir check, it will not say it's a data directory, it just says. But if you use rm, okay, rm check, it will remove empty. Okay, so I'll create again touch check, it creates. Okay. Now if I again put touch check, that means I have created again, so it will not create anything because it's already there. So if it is already there, it will not create. If it is not there, it will create. I do. Okay, if it is not there, it will create. So now we have check here. Okay. Okay. So it has created ls minus l. It has created a file. Now I want to edit a file. There are many editors available in Linux default. There is an editor called VI, which is a very famous one, VI editor, and there is an editor called Nano, and there are many editors available. Let me go with Nano. So if you want to edit a file, you just use Nano. Check if you use, it opens a Nano editor for you. Okay, this is a Nano editor. So this Nano editor, if you want to, you can edit a file. Okay, say for example, the Nano editor comes as a default editor in Linux. Editor is easy to use. Okay, we can use all sorts of keys the way we used to work in a notepad, more or less it's like a notepad. Okay, I can just go here, I can just type things here and there. I can just type here and there. Okay, so I can go backwards, I can just use the delete options. Okay, you can backspace, you can do, I can go into this place, you can select things, I can delete. So it's a, what is this? It's a, I can select this whole thing, I can use a delete everything. Okay, so there are many things available here. So if you see, I can cut text to replace everything. Okay, cut text, if you use a Control K, it will cut the text. Okay, it will cut the text here. Paste the text, if you use Control U to paste the text here. See, cut, paste, replace, everything you can do. You can do undo, redo, everything, shortcuts, everything is given. It's a notepad. It's a notepad kind of thing. If you want to exit this thing, I just have to press Control X, which is for exit. Okay, so if you use Control X, it's ask save modified buffer. You have to just press Y. Yes, then it will ask write file name to write is check. Already the file name is check. If you want to write it back in the same file, you just press enter, it comes here. So if you do ls, it's there. Ls minus l, you see it is having some space, some memory, size. So earlier it was empty. Say for example, I create touch one more check. If you do ls minus l, see check is having 0, size is 0. This is size. Okay, 225 is number of bytes it uses. I can use rm check. Okay, so I just put there is only one thing, ls minus l. I want to see the file, what I have written. I can just open again in nano check. Okay, let's see, it's there. Okay, so I want to just Control X, I'll just come out. If there is no editing, I just open nano check. I did not touch the file, nothing I didn't change. I put Control X, that means I'm exiting. It'll just come out because I didn't change anything. If you use nano check again, say for example, I'm just putting a / here. Now if I exit, it's asking save modified, but something is in buffer. Do you want to save it? Yes, no, and cancel. Cancel means again C. If you press C, press Control C, it will again be back in the editor. Now if you press Control X, here you just press press Y or N. Okay, if you want to cancel, you have to press Control C. So Y means you'll just ask which file to write, same file or different file. if you put different file, say for example I just put a different file, check 1. Okay, save file under a different name. Okay, so save file under a different name. If you put S, okay, now if you see ls, there is a check and there is a check 1. Say for example this with changes. Say for example, let us see what's the changes. Say check, it doesn't have the slash here. Okay, I just put come out nano check sorry, check 1. See, that's slashes. Okay, so that's the difference. So it is under different name. Now I'll try one more thing. I'll remove check 1. Okay, ls nano check. I'll just put a modified file here. This change I put. Now I'm trying to exit. Save the modified. I'm saying yes. File name write to check. Okay, now I'm putting check 1 here. Okay, in what format and all it's asking. Fine, check 1 write file. Now it is saying save file under different name. If you put yes, then new file will be created. If you put no, okay, if you put no, it'll again come back. Write file to which file to write. Okay, if you want to change, that means okay, no, I don't want to change the file in same name. You have to come back and do it again. Do it again means you have to change the file. Check means it's in the same thing. Okay, ls check. Now I want to see nano check. Open the editor. See, it's a modified file there. Okay, modified file. If you want to copy something, just come back and say here there is an option. I just copied this thing. Okay, Control C I pressed. Now I can move my cursor here. If I press a right click, okay, if you press a right click, modify. Let's see here. If I come back and put it here, if you want to paste it here, I just have to put a cut preference, for example, modified. You have to use the Control K to cut it here, and you can Control U to put it here. Control K U. So these are all things shortcuts available. Okay, exit, save, yes, everything. You can do like this. Okay, so I'll just remove check. We will create one more file. Touch a.c. Now it's a file called a.c. You see, ls minus l. There is a file called a.c. We'll write a program, C program. Okay, program. Or we'll just give app name for that. ls touch odd even.c. We'll write a program to find whether it's odd or even or not. Okay, so what and all we are learning, you have to just understand. Touch we are learning, who we have learned, clear, CDs, everything we have learned. And now nano, which is the editor, for so this also we have learned now. Now here ls minus l, you just see the file here. Okay, now if you want to open the file nano or even.c, okay, open this. You just want to find hash include stdio.h, okay, print main, okay, print main, just print of, or I can just get a number int a equal to 100. Okay, so if a percentile 2 is equal to 0, then we just say printf is even, else we just put a printf it's odd. So very simple program we are writing. Okay. So I'm just put a control X, modify, yes, okay. Now you see this is a file, ls minus L, file is there. If you open nano or even it's there, it's coming. Okay, control X, just here. If you want to see this without you opening the editor, there is a command called cat, CH, concatenate or cat. What's the file we got? Just see, odd even.c, cat odd even.c. It just shows the code fully, what is the content of the file it will show, and after that it will be waiting in the command prompt. Okay, so there is one more command we have seen. That command is called cat. These are all the many times people used to use this kind of commands. That's why we are using. There are many commands available. Once you are familiar with this nature of working, then you will be getting things easy to learn about the commands, and all. It will come automatically to you. Now it's all basic commands. I'm saying cat nano's editor. Here there is not editor, just read only. It's just able to read it, but it's waiting in the command prompt. It will come back again. But if you open nano, it will goes to editor. It goes to editor. See, this is editor. GNE nano 4.8 version. Its file name is here, and there's a contents. I can just go and change the content. I can just press exit. It will just come out. Okay. Now we open. Now this is a C file. Okay, this is a C file. Now how to compile a C file? Linux provides a compiler by default. It is a GCC compiler, but you can use a CC compiler also, CC or GCC. Okay, so these two compilers are there. CC compiler, CC means C compiler, GCC means GNU C compiler. You can use any one of that. Okay, so once you've done that, it will create a exe file, a.out. The default name of the file is a.out. Okay, so if you press ls minus L, it will list out the types. You see, this is executable file, X is there. You see, X is there, X is there. A.out is a executable file. So executable means it is similar to exe files of Windows. So here it says runnable files, or I can say executable files. .exe is the extension in Windows. A.out is a executable file. Out is not an extension. That's what you have to remember carefully. It's not an extension. So if you want to store this, so I can run it out. Right? Run means dot means is a current directory. Slash in this current directory, just run this a.out. It just prints even. Okay. The number we are passing is, if you just see the file odd.c, the number is 100. So it prints even. Okay. So you just even, it's printing even. Let me put a \n, then if I want to put a \n here, okay, CC has changed it, so I need a line, so it is modified, ls minus L. When it is modified, exactly at this point it is modified currently. Okay, so unless we have .a.out, so it is printing even. Okay, number is even. So that's a executable. So this is a C program where you write your program, and once you compile, you will get it. But if I have one more program, okay, say for example, I have a Primamat or a, okay, so we'll just see touch prime.c, ls nano prime.c hash include hash main prime. just put int n equal to say some number 17. We'll just loop I equal to 2. So roughly I'm writing, there is no boundary check. Okay, n by 2 equal to should also be there. I plus plus. Okay, I'm not checking for boundaries. Don't think, it's not a C programming tutorial. Okay, so roughly one big number. Okay, so if we're dividing, once while we are dividing, if dividing n, percentile I is a denominator, is becomes equal to 0. That means I will break out of the loop. I'll just break out. Sorry, it's not coming properly. It's not showing properly. Space it's showing. I just would break. The color, it's coming as a blue color, that's why you're not able to see. This break is still there, but the color is blue. So the background color is also blue, that's why. Let me, I don't know how to change, the break is there. Okay, or we'll follow a different method. Okay, to accommodate this thing. Color change is a problem. I think I have to change. You can change the background color here. So if n is equal to 1, then I can say flag equal to 0. Flag is for prime flag. Okay, so initially we'll put a flag equal to int flag equal to 1. So flag is 1 means it's prime. Okay, initially by default let us have it as all are prime, but in this case if it is 0, then else nothing, it just goes. Okay, when it comes out of the loop, if flag equal to 1, that means it's a printf, it's a prime number. Prime. Else printf, it's not a prime number. Okay, so if it is equal to 0 in any of the cases, that means it is divided without any reminder, so it's a normal program. Okay, so for this case it should be, for 17 it should be giving cc prime.c, some errors, nano prime.c, we have declare I, so come on, I just modify cc, c compiler.c, oh sorry, change of expected declaration of statement at the end of input, sorry about that. Yeah, to end of the brackets. Some problem. Okay, the program ends. It's not a big thing. Okay, sorry about that. So we have this cc prime.c. ls. So output will be present in a.out. It's prime. It's printing. It's prime, and then our things is popping out. Okay. So now this a.out is containing prime numbers. Now if I do cc odd or even, if I do edit out, it is printing even. Now it is containing this one. So lastly, what you have compiled, that one's object runnable will be present in edit out. But if you want to have separate things, okay, so cc, you can just say with the option called -o, you can just add option -o, odd even dot c to odd even oe, you can say. Okay, sorry, cc odd even dot c -o to oe. Okay, now you see this is a format. cc compile this file and with the option -o to oe odd even. So I have oe here. The same way cc prime.c -o with the pri. You see there are oe and pri. Okay, now if you do dot, just clear it out, ls dot slash oe, not error dot, sorry, dot slash oe, it will print this one. Now if you do dot slash pri, I'm running, it's prime. Okay, so two executables for two files. .c file is having output in oe, or executable for .c, odd even.c, executable for prime c is pri. So you have things like this. Okay, so this is how you have to compile. I hope you are understanding better. So now you can use gcc also. There is one more compiler called gcc prime.c, that's also same. cc or gcc, you can use anything. gcc is GNU-C compiler. This is pretty much about basic commands of this one. So we have seen cc, gcc, and that edit out thing, how to compile everything. Okay, with the options we can use source, history, everything. So now if you are creating like this, now I'll remove these things. Edit out I can remove in one go also. oe pri, see, I removed all this in one go. If you do rm star, all will be gone. You have to be very careful with this. Okay, now we have folders. So I'll create a folder, mkdir backup. I'll have a folder like this. I want to move these two files. I want to move these two files into this backup. Okay, so how to do mv odd even.c. Okay, move to backup. Sorry, spelling mistake. mv is a command for moving odd even.c. Dot, from here there is a one folder called backup. Now see, cd backup. Now I go to cd backup. I will be having odd even.c. It's moved. I'll come back. I'll come back here. Now I want to move this prime also. So mv prime.c. Where to move? Dot is a current folder. Dot means current folder. Double dot means previous folder. Dot, from here go to this backup inside. Okay, now you are here. But PWDs you are still in Ubuntu only. Okay, but you are having backup. Now cd backup list it and see these two files are here. Now we want to move it back. Move start, that means all two from here. Okay, two I can just put up two dots. See, empty, ls empty, cd. So this is from here to double dot means previous folder. That's what. So ls I can see this one. mv odd even.c prime.c. From here I can just go to backup. Okay, this way also I can move. See, two files in a single go. Backup. You see, I'll be seeing these two. Okay, so this way you can move. Move is used for renaming also. Okay, now I'll just move from here. Move in backup. Okay, /all to current folder. What I have done here, move. I am in this Ubuntu only. ls you are in backup. Backup is having two files. Move from backup /star all files to current directory. Now if you see this one, all here. If you go to cd backup, you'll see it's empty. I'll come back cd dots. Okay, ls. It's there. Now you can use move for renaming a file also. Okay, I want to show that how to rename a file. Say for example, mv prime.c to prime or not.c. You see now, I am moving left is the source and right is the destination. So move prime.c to prime or not.c. So now I can see prime or not.c, prime or not.c, or even.c. So it is used for renaming also, moving between folders, moving a file or renaming a file. It's used in move. It's done using move command, mv command. Okay. Now I want to copy. Okay. I want to copy. cp is a command for copying. Copy odd even.c to odd even.c. Now if you look at the directory, there is odd even.c. We are copying odd even.c to odd even.c. So there is odd even.c and there is odd even.c. So just see cat odd even.c. What are you getting? Same way cat odd even or odd even.c. Same contents. So we have copied. So this is what's the difference? If you are moving, your file will not be there. Left side, right side file. Only one right side will be there if you are using MV. If you are copying, this will also be there. This will also be there. Both files. So see, CP and move. You should be able to work with CP and move. I want to now see, for example, I want to take this 3 files into this backup. Okay. So CP, I want to copy this, not moving it. CP odd even.c odd even.c prime or not.c. See, sometimes if you just put tab, I'm just typing, see, I'm just typing PR. If there is no file starting with PR except this only file, I put a tab, it will come automatically. No need to type. I'm just typing P only. I just put a tab, it comes fill. It automatically will fill up. That's the beauty of this thing. Now I'm moving all these 3. Okay, cp.c.c file names. All these 3 file names. Now I have to use folder. Where it has to go? Folder. Current directory to folder name is backup. Now it will go. So these 3 are file names. Till that time it will go on taking file name, file name, file name. Next comes the directory. That means it stops. It will move all these files into this one. So it's a CP, not moving. It's a CP. Now see, it copy. Now go to backup. ls. All these 3 files are there. Okay. Now where are you? Use pwd. You are in backup. Now I come back here. Okay. So if you want to delete with this, if I'm using rm star, I will delete everything. But in this case, directory is not empty, so it will not delete. But if you want to delete some things, which is say for example, I have touch text file, or something is there. Okay. Now I want to remove all these files which is ending with .c. So I can just put rm star.c. You see, all .c are gone. Got to be very careful in this one. So you can use this kind of combinations using a star. Okay, star is something which is ending with .c. So which is ending with .c? This is ending with .c. This ending with .c. This ending with .c. So I can remove all these. Okay. So I have a backup. Okay, so I will get it from the backup. So cpe here dot backup slash all the files to here ls. It's all on here. All even.c, print.c text files all on here. Backup. I want to remove this backup. How will you do? Can you tell me? rm -r backup. but if you use rm it will not empty because it's a directory. Now see, directory is gone. If you just use rm it will not work. You have to use -r. That's a recursive delete. Okay, so you have seen cp, mv, everything. There is one more thing called man. You can manual for say ls. It gives a manual. You got it? If you want to study about the ls command, you can go through this. Okay, so press h for help, q for quit. So I press q, it comes out. So if you use man for anything, man cp command, you can study about cp command. Copy files and directories. Okay, you can copy directories also. Copy files and directories. So how it works: copy source to destination, copy multiple source to a directory. Likewise, there are many options available. You just enter, it just goes and find out. You can copy a directory, you can copy a, see, copy directories recursively, copy -r. Okay, so for let us, for example, we'll create a directory rmdir, sorry, mkdir backup. Okay, backup. I have ls. Now cp star.c or c star.c, let us have star.c to backup. Now here cd backup, you see it's having these 3 files. Okay, here was backup here. .c's .c text files we have. So I want to remove. I told you how to remove rm -r. It will delete everything. Okay, you can copy the directories to other directories. Let us see that one. cp backup bb. Okay, it's saying it's a directory. So cp -r backup to bb. So when you are copying a directory in another directory, so backup is a directory. I want to copy the directory means you have to use which option? -r. -r means recursive copy. So if you do ls, you got 2 backups in there. So if you do ls -l, you will be able to see which are directory backups, which are backup is a directory which is having d here, and the bb that's also having a d here. All the others don't have a d, so it's all files, not the directories. Okay, so we have seen many things here. To copy, lots of things here. How to compile. So this is how you will be writing codes, everything here. Okay, so with this somewhat I covered the basic commands of Linux. Basic commands only. Many commands available here. So on the go we'll be studying all these. Okay, so I'll be exiting this. I'll come back to exit this Ubuntu instance. Okay, so I'm here in admin. Okay, this is a Windows admin. I'm here. So thank you for listening to this small video. Thank you.